Hi, Tanessa Nicole here. I want to talk about God's mercy today. About 2 weeks ago, at work, my grill caught on fire. It's an indoor grill, a very prominent building here where I live in downtown, and our grill caught on fire. And so, hindsight is I heard God tell me to grab the baking soda. So just follow with me on this rabbit trail for a second. So we use baking soda to prevent the grill from catching on fire. We place it in a pan, and so when the burger grease drippings drip, they won't catch fire because the baking soda puts them out. So I was downstairs. We have an upstairs and a downstairs kitchen. I was downstairs in the kitchen where the baking soda is kept, and I heard, I thought to grab the baking soda because I noticed the box has been untouched, which is unheard of. And so I even reached down and opened the case because I was going to grab a couple of them out and take them upstairs, but I didn't. I just went upstairs and carried on with my day. So about an hour and a half later, I get summoned to the kitchen, and it's because the grill was on fire and they just put it out. And so the hindsight here is that voice, that thought that I thought I had downstairs about grabbing the baking soda was actually God telling me to get the baking soda because God knows everything. He knew that that was going to happen without the baking soda. And so what I learned in that moment is even the thoughts that we think that seem so innocent, so small, like what would it have hurt me to grab that baking soda? It wouldn't have hurt anything because I already opened it, I already bent down, and then I didn't get them. And so what I want to encourage you is two things. To number one, have faith. So in Psalms 23:6, it talks about surely grace and mercy follows me all the days of my life. And so surely is a sure thing. It's like, yes, this is happening. And so grace and mercy follows you all the days of your life. So when you don't listen, mercy is there to extend to you. And so the mercy that I got in that situation is no one got hurt. The building didn't catch on fire. No one lost their job. No one got a write-up. But I also learned to listen to that voice, to listen to that thought. Because like I said, it was a thought. I thought to myself that I should grab it, and I thought it was my own thought. But it wasn't my thought. It was God's thought. And so I want to encourage you that there's going to be times in life that you may want something, or you want to do something, or you don't want to do something, but you get a thought of what you should do, but you cancel it out because you think that it's just your thought. And so I want to encourage you to trust God, because it very well may not be your own thought. It may be a thought from God, and especially in the small things. So that which seemed like a small thing, to grab the baking soda, was a very small thing, and I ignored it. But God's mercy. And so again, I want to encourage you to, number one, listen to those thoughts. When you know that there's a chance it could be God. If I knew or thought at all in that moment that was God or Holy Spirit telling me to grab the baking soda, of course I would have did it. But I really thought it was my own thought. Hindsight now says when I get those thoughts, I follow through with them. So if I get a thought that says, you know what, don't go down this street today, go down this street instead, I listen to that now because I don't know what is down the other street that I normally go down. But the thought tells me not to, so I'm not going to. Because while I do have God's grace and mercy, I also want to be able to know without a shadow of a doubt that I hear him. And the only way to know that is to start obeying those little thoughts, obeying the voice of God. When you're not sure that it's him, obey it anyways, because his mercy, if you're wrong in doing something, his mercy will be extended to you. And so again, I want to encourage you, obey that thought, trust God, listen to his voice so that you can learn it and be able to distinguish his voice against your thoughts. against the enemy's voice, because he's always talking. And so I ask you to just start taking time out, or even ask him questions. Start asking him questions that maybe don't even really matter to the grand scheme of things. Maybe it'll be, Lord, which way do you want me to go today? Or who do you want me to minister to today? Or who can I share a word with today? And that's how this came out. This YouTube here came out for me being obedient. I shared that story with my coach, and she said, you got to share that on YouTube. Like I said, this happened 2 weeks ago. So this is my second time meeting with her since this happened. And never did I think that I should share this on YouTube. But I'm obeying the voice of her saying, share it, because she hears from God. And I trust and believe that. And so I'm sharing it with you. And I pray that as a result of me sharing this with you, it makes you want to listen to God's voice more. It makes you want to start asking him questions, and start, like I said, with little questions. And then sit and wait for the answer. Don't just ask him and then get up and go do what you're doing, because it's disrespectful. If someone wants to ask you a question and then walk away and not listen to you, you're not going to want to talk to them. And so I ask you, when you ask God, to sit and listen to him. The other day, one quick story. The other day I was talking to my husband about how God must feel that oftentimes many of us, we get up in the day and we don't even acknowledge him. But he's with us all the time. So if he's with us all the time, and everywhere we go, in every situation, in every circumstance, why wouldn't we listen to him? Or why wouldn't we talk to him? Can you imagine having someone shadow you for the day, and you never ever say a word to them? Like, they're not gonna feel very wanted. They're not gonna feel very welcome. They're not gonna feel respected even. They'll probably feel disrespected because they're with you, they're shadowing you, and you won't even talk to them. I believe that's how God feels. And so one of the first things that I do when I wake up is I acknowledge him. And he's my dad. And so I call him Daddy. And so one of the first things I do is I say, good morning, Daddy. Because he didn't have to wake me up. And I understand that there's a lot of people that did not wake up this morning. And he didn't have to wake me up this morning, but he did. And so the fact that he did, and that he goes with me throughout my whole entire day, I talk to him throughout my whole entire day. And so I encourage you, start spending more time talking to him and spending time listening to him. So when you ask him questions, get your pen and paper, like get ready to hear the answer, because he's going to talk to you and he's going to answer you. I pray that you receive so much out of this message, because even as I'm talking, I'm getting more out of it. And so I pray that you spend more time listening to God, acknowledging him, and last but not least, tapping into his mercy for when you get it wrong. Notice I didn't say if, I said when, because you're going to get it wrong sometimes, and he knows that. And that's why he gave us mercy. And he gave us grace as well. Grace to do the things that we thought we couldn't do. Grace to do the things that we're scared to do. He gave us grace for that. Then he gave us mercy for when we get it wrong. And so tap into his grace, tap into his mercy, and listen to his voice. My name is Tanessa Nicole. I thank you so much for sitting here with me or riding with me. Maybe you're in the car and I'm riding with you, or maybe you're at your desk and you're listening to me. I thank you for that. You can also find me on Instagram at Tanessa Nicole. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. Oh yeah, one last thing. Make sure to subscribe. I typically post videos, I post videos Tuesdays and Fridays. And then on Mondays, I do a meatless Monday meal, because I'm not only about your spiritual, I'm also about the natural and the physical. Sometimes I may be talking about working out. I think in my last video, I did mention working out. And so until next time, bye-bye.